Hello, I am back, and I realise I've missed a couple of comments in here. So, yes, generic saying, wait, what do you mean? It's about a dude who dresses in green and goes through several different dungeons in the Kingdom of Hyrule to save the princess. Yeah, I mean, pretty much is. Ganon's the villain, Zelda's been kidnapped, and Link has to save everyone, and that pretty much sums up the plot to most Zelda games. Actually, I think it's all of them. With the exception of Skyward Sword, because it wasn't Ganon. And that's about it. Majora's Mask is the most different one because it's just completely out there. And the other one I think I missed was from old Toasty saying, "Are you a fan of Souls games?" Let's just say I played Demon's Souls on the PS3 when it released. I didn't get it straight away because I was a bit concerned when it came out because everyone was saying it's a really hard game, and I thought, I don't want a game that's too challenging. And I got into the game and I thought, this is great, I love this. Pre-ordered Dark Souls when it came out. Ended up playing on PC because my PC was much more powerful. I'd used mods to get it running properly. Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3. I bought a PS4 to get Bloodborne. Sekiro. I've hit New Game Plus 9 on that, and I've also done an AP1 run. I got to New Game Plus Endgame, the final boss. Couldn't quite beat it because it was such a slog. And Elden Ring, amazing game. I love Elden Ring. Haven't played Night Rain because the multiplayer focus doesn't really suit me. But I'm very curious to see what else they do. There's also that the Switch exclusive one, Blood something I think they were calling it. And to be honest, it looks like Night Rain, but with a kind of Bloodborne theming to it. So again, that's pretty much everyone says it looks like Bloodborne 2, but I get the impression it does have a lot of multiplayer focus like Night Rain does. And I'm not going to be getting a Switch 2 just to be able to get that game, especially considering, yes, the Dust Bloods, that's what it's called. I'm not going to be getting a Switch 2 just to be able to play that. I like Nintendo, I like the games, but the fact that they are fucking people over because of usernames. Yeah, someone got their Switch 2 bricked because their daughter had an account called Twink Link. Yeah, no warning, no notification saying, hey, we don't like this name, we want you to change it. It was like, just they came in one day and the console wouldn't work. Now, I think there is actually something going to court in the UK about that because that actually breaches UK customer protection laws, and I think there's a class action suit in the EU as well because they have laws that are similar to the UK. I don't know exactly how they are. If you've sold someone a product, you can't take that product away just because you don't like them or something that they've done, because we've also got the Stop Killing Games movement, which has got enough signatures in the UK for it to actually be discussed in Parliament. Unfortunately, most of the people in Parliament are not of a generation who would even understand what the problem is, so I've got a feeling they're probably just going to side with they're going to side with the corporation and just say, if the terms and conditions say you can take the game away, then... But then again, they might not. They might turn around and say, well, you've sold them a product, then it has to be treated as a product. And I hope they go that way. But we'll find out when they discuss it sometime in the next five years. Oh, yeah, my view on downloading games is if there is no legitimate way for you to get something except downloading it somewhere, the choice is yours. I'd rather buy things. There are games that I have downloaded that I would have rather bought if there was an opportunity to buy it, but there wasn't. There are games you can't buy anymore that you can play, but it's one of those things. If you do it, just understand you are commencing piracy. There are some places that literally just go, download whatever you want, everything, and it's like, nah, don't do that at all. But anyway, I've been rambling on. Let's carry on with the game. And From Software is my favourite company. Oh, am I a Souls? Am I a Souls games? I'm not quite sure on what you mean by the wording there. Just a moment, just want to deal with these guys. Oh, we all do that every now and then, don't worry. Okay. Oh yes, I think you may have missed my rant. Yes, I am a very big fan of Souls games. I've played pretty much all of them. I've completed all of them, except the multiplayer focused ones. So, yes. From Software is a company who I will pre-order games from if I think they are worth getting, because I would like to support them. It's like Elden Ring. I pre-ordered that. I pre-ordered the DLC for it. Yeah, I absolutely agree. They should make it available, but unfortunately, a lot of the companies have the attitude that if they're not selling the game right now, they might want to sell it at some point in the future, and making something abandonware removes that opportunity. And as far as I'm aware, there's only 2 games that are genuine abandonware, and that's the first 2 Elder Scrolls games, so Arena and Daggerfall. And the reason is because they've been released by Bethesda. There are loads of games that you can see on abandonware, abandonware sites, which are not necessarily abandonware. So. Ooh. So it's one thing to be very careful with. Oh great, how am I supposed to fight that thing without being able to dodge and move around? Oh. An arrow down the gullet, did it? It wasn't EA that said that, it was Ubisoft. Yeah, I mean, the companies that do have the attitude of... yeah, I mean, EA is the sort of company that would have that attitude. I mean, I did buy a game from EA not too long ago, and that game was Jedi Survivor. I wasn't paying attention when I came up here a moment ago, so I need to shoot that. Yes. And the reason I got Jedi Survivor was because I liked Fallen Order. I've heard mixed things about how good it is, and I will play it at some point in the next 20 years, maybe, depending on if it still runs. It takes me ages to get through to games. There are some games I bought like decades ago that I've never played. So one of the reasons I started streaming was so I could actually have a dedicated time to sit down and play through the games that I hadn't played through. Yeah, I can see the point. I still have a physical copy of Black and White that I got back in the day. But the problem is, unless it's been officially made abandonware, it's a very tricky argument. Right, so... yeah, it's a last resort sort of thing. As I say, it's not one I would agree with most of the time, but in some cases there are just games where you go, what else are you supposed to do? Right, so... question becomes, where am I meant to go now? I think I see where I'm supposed to go. Oh yeah, if I can pay for a game, generally I will try to. It's like one game that I wanted to play for a long while is actually one you can't play on Twitch because of the content. It's a game called Song of Saya or Saya no Uta. It's a controversial game because of the content, and I think it is one of the ones that's on the banned list for Twitch. But I was just fascinated. Yeah, I was fascinated by the concept. Like this guy whose senses were messed up and everything around him was, just disgusting. But this one cute young lady was part of his life, and she didn't trigger the problem. And you immediately think, hang on a minute. What's actually going on there? What is she actually? I mean, psychologically, it is an amazing delve into like the darker side of what psychology can be, but yeah, it is not a game for most people at all. There's details about that game that would actually get it banned in some places. What game? That's Saya no Uta, a Japanese game also known as Song of Saya. It is available on GOG, but just a warning, it is very disturbing, very explicit, and as I say, it's on Twitch's banned list of games, so you can't stream it. I don't think you can even stream the Steam censored version. That's how far it goes. Oh yeah, Song of Saya. It's a Japanese one. I'll put it in the chat. That's the one. Yeah, as I say, it is not for the faint of heart. There are some countries where it would be banned outright. I think in the UK, if it went through the censors, it would be banned because of certain details. My view is, I'm an adult, I can make decisions for myself, and I don't condone some of the content in that. But as I say, it's a fascinating bit of psychology. Yeah, Postal nearly got banned. Carmageddon was banned twice as well. Oh no, not Carmageddon, Manhunt 2. Manhunt 2 was the one that was banned twice. Yeah, where were we in the map? Okay. Yeah, we need to go north again. So... yeah, Manhunt 1 was nearly banned. The BBFC said that if that game had been any more extreme, it would have been... Carmageddon was fun. It was a fun and silly game. I'm trying to remember, how do I... well, no, there are some games out there that are fun but not good. I mean, I'd argue that the original GTA was a fun but not good game. Yeah? There we go. Right. Because I never finished the first GTA. I think I got through to the second city and that was about it. Right, so... oh, we've got fish to deal with now. Yeah, I think GTA didn't really get good until the 3D era. Because I never actually played GTA 2. Yeah, but yes, GTA did do a lot for open world games. Yeah, I'm probably not going to be getting GTA 6. Definitely not at launch, because I don't expect it to be in a working condition. Yeah, Rockstar used to be better. But one thing to remember is they do not have a good track record with treating their actors, and that goes right the way back to Vice City. Ray Liotta was seething with how they treated him with that game. The actor who played CJ, yeah, the actor who played CJ, he was royally screwed over because he was actually one of the lowest paid actors, despite the fact that he was like the main character. I believe even Samuel L. Jackson was quite angry about how he was treated. The three actors for GTA 5, they were not particularly well treated after the game's release. And I mean, Stephen Oleg, he's kind of gone off the rails as well. I think he had psychological issues anyway. But yeah, I think the actors for Red Dead Redemption were not exactly well treated either. Yeah, you may. I mean, fair enough. You pay more for a well-known actor like Samuel L. Jackson, but even if you've got an unknown and you may not pay them like top billing, you're still going to give them a decent wage because they're your main cast member. Yeah. I mean, I'm working on a game of my own that's going to take ages to get through to a point it's releasable. Yeah, he carried the game. He was great. And to be honest, I'd want voice actors, but I would want to pay them decently. So yeah, money would be an issue. Exactly how I'd get funding for it. I wouldn't let anyone do it for free, to be honest. Everyone would get paid. I've been trying to for a long while. It's not an easy thing to do. It's taken me quite a while. Oh god, I'm going to need to get rid of all these guys. No, cash will do. Okay, let's see if I can shoot these bastards. Yeah, a lot of people say that Wind Waker has aged the best out of all of them, but this game is no slouch. The Gamecube is the original version. This is the one I'm playing. The Wii U did get an HD release. I think I can't remember if the Switch got an HD release. Because I think people have been asking for it. Yeah, I think so. A lot of people have been asking for a Switch re-release, but yeah, Skyward Sword was not a bad game. It was nowhere near as good as some of the others, but it had some fun ideas. And I like the fact it wasn't Ganon. As I say, it's always Ganon. Oh, I'm facing the wrong way. Yeah, the motion controls, like most motion control games, were not the best of choices. I think the gimmick of motion control kind of wore out very quickly for a lot of people. It wore out for a lot of people very quickly. It's like I did get, what was it? The Force Unleashed for Wii, and I never finished it. It just didn't play well. And it's like the motion controls felt really forced. Oh, I'm getting shot at. Right, Yeah, it was an interesting gimmick to experiment with, but I really didn't think it was something that could really carry like a whole console and a whole series of games. Because most of the games that I saw that had motion controls, one of the things I actually realised, especially with the Wii, was the motion controls were literally just a detection of a... I just noticed the light's getting a bit dark. Yeah, it just detects a movement and has like a button press effectively. And so everything was just mapped to button presses based on things like swipes and motions. It wasn't until Wii Motion Plus that it actually had real motion detection. And even that was iffy. Like for Skyward Sword, there was a fight against one of the bosses where you had to get the angle of the cuts right, and the speed you had to do it was so quick, it kept detecting slashes in the wrong direction, and I got really frustrated with it. Yeah, and even VR is a bit of a gimmick, because for me, VR works best when you're controlling a vehicle, and I've played Elite Dangerous in VR, and that is amazing. And that's like a decade-old game now. I got behind them and whipped their asses. Right, so this is up to the boss room. I don't consider VR to be as much of a gimmick as motion controls, because there are some games that work really well with it. As I say, a game where you're in a cockpit for something like a driving game or space sim or flight sims, they can work very well. But for other, it extends the game, but only to a point. It's something that you can easily do without. Well, not exactly do without, but you can live without ever experiencing it. So the value. I mean, I did get the original Oculus, and the picture quality on it's terrible, but the experience of being in 3D is actually quite something. But it would never be mainstream. Right, so into the boss. I've got 30 arrows. I have full health, but near full health. But I have no heals, so I may die in this fight. Right, so... Ah, yes. I remember this. That is the Clan Patriarch in a grotesque form. He just hasn't woken up yet. That's an eye. We're going to need to shoot that a few times. Yeah, absolutely agree with that. I think it was overly criticised. This bloody camera. Oh, yeah, got to be behind a pillar when that happens. Ah. Oh. I think it's one of the arms I've gotta grab. Oh, yep. That's what we gotta do. Right. That's the pattern. No, I don't think I'm ever going to buy a Nintendo product again. Yeah, the way they've been treating their customers in recent years, I mean, I'm not even sure how Miyamoto still works there. Because it kind of suggests that he condones what they're doing. I mean, he's an amazing game designer. He's produced so many games. I've got respect for him for that. But, yeah. Yeah, I can't stand by. I mean, their history of games, I'll always support. They've produced so many great ones like this one. But yeah, unfortunately, I'd have to say the controversial thing. I think Nintendo are now worse than EA, Activision, and Ubisoft, possibly even combined. And that is a controversial thing to say. Turn around, turn around. I wouldn't say that products being 2 generations behind is a bad thing, because look at indie games. Indie games are definitely not on the same level as far as technology is concerned. But yeah, for what they're charging, most definitely they are in the wrong. Yeah, I mean, it's bad enough that Rockstar want to charge $100 for GTA 6. Nintendo wanting to charge like £80 for their games, and they don't depreciate in price either, which is a pain. Yeah. Managed it first try, unlike the other fight. Because yeah, it's like 5 years after Breath of the Wild came out, they were still charging full price for it. Whereas you look at PlayStation and Xbox games 5 years later, a lot of them would be brand new for like £10. Yeah, one thing to remember is when the other consoles come out, they're usually underpriced. It's like the PS4 on launch was probably about a £1,600 piece of kit, and they were charging £500 for it. The PS3 as well. I mean, that was like £2,000 worth of kit in something they were charging £500 for. Yeah. The main consoles are massively underpriced in order to compete with PC, because they want to match PC's capabilities but for a fraction of the cost, and they can only do that by undercutting. I think for the PS3 they were losing like £700 per unit they were selling, but they make it back in the royalties from games. That's why they keep putting the prices of games up, because they want to make more profit that way. They don't make profit on the hardware. Nintendo, on the other hand, I think they may be pricing the hardware accurately for what the hardware's worth. It's just consoles have been so underpriced for so many years. I'd like to go back to the era where consoles and PC had completely different hardware and work in completely different ways, like back in the 90s, because there was more creativity then. Oh, no worries. I will be in to see you later on. I probably going for about half an hour more, so I'll let you know what happens. But yes, as always, thanks for being around. Right, so back to the game chat. I've been rambling on quite a bit, haven't I? Okay, so well done. We now have 2 fused shadows. Yes, you greedy little mate. You've been very helpful so far, so as a reward, I'll tell you an interesting story. Zant. First time we've heard that name in this game. One of the more interesting characters they've created in these games. That's the name of the King of Darkness, who cast this pall of shadows over your world. He's very strong. You would be nothing to him in your current state. But Zant would never be my king. I have nothing but scorn for his supposed strength. Not that your Zelda is much better. It still appalls me that this world of light is controlled by that princess. A carefree youth, a life of luxury. How does that teach duty? Yeah, that's again one of the reasons I like this game. The secondary villain outside of Ganon genuinely was a character that you look at and think, oh crap. I don't know if they were channeling the Joker there, but yeah, his design was interesting as well, and his behaviour, especially when you get to his boss fight, it's like, holy fuck, dude. We will get to that at a later stream. But I guess I shouldn't begrudge her circumstances, or begrudge her the circumstance of her life. She didn't choose it after all, and I would never wish harm on her. No, not as long as I can get my hands on the few shadows, I'll be just fine. Yeah, Ganon was always a great one because of his control. In some ways he reminds me a bit of Grand Admiral Thrawn in Star Wars. I've actually been reading those books recently. I'm nearly halfway through the second book, and I know they included him in, I think, the Ahsoka series. Brilliant performance from what I've seen. They've portrayed the character really well. Just this calm, cold, calculating villain who just can figure out the right thing to do, and literally just, yep, get this done. Everything's fine. You can't rattle this guy. Right, one more left, shall we? Okay, before I go through there, I'm going to pick up the heart container. Oh, and we're going to see the Patriarch. Right, is that a piece, or is it... No, that's a full heart container. So I still have the 4 pieces I have there. So, can we speak to him? Yes, we can. That's one hell of a haircut. I've probably got one hell of a headache. What am I doing here? My head, it aches. See if we get any more. So much pain, I can't remember anything. Yeah, the best villains are the ones who you can see their point of view, or you can sympathise with them, because then you've got that whole moral ambiguity of, is it really wrong to stop them? Someone whose motives are right but methods are wrong. Although another terrifying one is whose motives are wrong but methods are right. That would be an interesting villain. Yeah, the Gerudo have always had a bit of a, what's the word? Bit of tough luck. Although I love the Gerudo village in Breath of the Wild. That whole thing of you have to dress up as a woman to be able to get in was quite funny, especially considering how easily Link got away with it. Right, so we're not going to get any more out of him. Okay, let's go outside. Are we done here? Yeah, but we wouldn't have had much of a story if Ganon had done the right thing about things, and that was one of the things I found out with Pixar Evolved, that is. Their attitude towards story writing was always, you've got a character whose life is good, everything's fine, but then something happens to change that, and they have to make a choice. If they make the right choice, you've got no story. But if they make the wrong choice, that's when things get out of control, and that's when you've got to fix things by learning something. And that was their attitude towards storytelling. And if you look at all of their early films, they all follow that pattern. The first Toy Story, the second Toy Story, there was A Bug's Life. I think Cars as well fulfilled that. But it was a formula that they used, and it was one that was so usable in so many different ways. But you can overuse it. I'm not too happy with what Pixar have done now. They've kind of become overly corporate. The fact they did a film, Inside Out 2, that was all about mental health, but they drove the team who were making the film to a really dark place, saying they worked them to death almost. Which it's one of the reasons I haven't seen that film. I liked the first Inside Out, and I thought the concept was great, but yeah, and the fact that John Lasseter has turned out to be a sexual abuser as well. Yeah, that wasn't a good thing. All the great people that we like always seem to turn out to be shits, don't they? But anyway, I'm getting off track from the game. Okay, so this is the spirit of... I can't remember this spirit's name, but it's the spirit of Kakariko Village. So, Heroic Link. North of here, across the plain and past the Great Stone Bridge, and the lands guarded by the spirit Lanairu. That's not a good one to say. You shall find one who you seek. So it's slowly more unhinged as time goes on, making all the wrong choices. Yeah. One plot idea I did have was you start off with a defined hero and villain. But slowly over time, the hero becomes more corrupted with power and becomes darker and darker, to the point where it's the actual villain who turns around and says, hang on a minute, we need to stop this guy. Megamind kind of did a similar sort of thing. But I'd want something really, really over the top, where the former hero literally becomes a thing of, I don't give a fuck about anyone. Yeah, I'd love to write more, but I do find it very difficult. Ah, the kids. Oh, he hasn't fully recovered, has he? Ilya. Oh yeah, because we need to find her, don't we? Forgotten about her. Link certainly wouldn't have done. You've got to save Ilya. Those monsters left me with the other kids, but they must have taken her somewhere else. Whenever I thought I couldn't go on, I would think of you and Ilya and hold on. See, I'm fine now. I've got a feeling that this may have been the first Zelda game where they used mocap. Because I don't think they did for Wind Waker. In fact, a sentient parasite that, while it gathers amazing power, it whispers in the mind of great darkness and tries to constantly corrupt. Okay. Have you seen the game Galarians? Because that sounds a little bit similar to that. I do want to play that game. It's on my list. Galarians and then Galarians Ash. I might do them back to back. Remember what I told you back in Audon, Link? When I grow up, I'm going to be just like you, Link. Literal flashback. So you don't have to worry about me anymore. Go help Ilya. Leave the children to me, I'll watch over them, I swear it. You know, considering you were saying you wanted to get a horse and cart to get the children back to our Auden village. Essentially get rid of them. Do not let their fates trouble you. Go to those who need you. Yeah, that is a good point. Yeah, collar is a killer. Although I get the impression this world has slightly better health and hygiene standards. In Hyrule, countless tales are told of the ancient hero, and your deeds bring them all to mind. Always does. Link is the recurring hero. May the graces of the great goddesses who shape Hyrule bear you on your way. That's it, kids. You bow as well. Learn some respect. Except for that one kid who's at the back there, the creepy one who talks like an adult. Right. And I can see a Goron at the back there. So this town seems to have opened up a bit. Yeah, the Gorons have come back. Okay, Redondo. Right, much has happened here, but at last I feel joy beginning to return to this village, thanks to you. Even Tallow, who was so saddened by the incident with Colin, has at last recovered his good spirits. But I want to grow up to be like you, Link. Also, Colin gets thrown off Death Mountain for being useless. I don't think he was quite thrown off Death Mountain. I mean, he was on the end of he was tied to the end of a spear by a bokoblin. So that couldn't have been fun for him. That young boy wanted dearly to help, so he keeps watching from the observation platform now. The lookout platform is high above the bomb shop. I'm sure that if you were to go up there, speak to Tallow, he would be happy. Okay. And we've got this little one here. I can't remember this one's... Mallow, I think this one's name was? To be honest, there are other characters I'd rather throw off Death Mountain. Probably Ashley, Resident Evil 4. The original version. Hey Link, buy something. Right, okay. Right, so yes, I will get some of this. Yee! So have some healing. Time is money. If you're done shopping, then quit wasting both. Yeah, the thing about the remake that I found was loads of people said that the original RE4 was one of the greatest games ever made. And then they went and remade it. So, why remake a game if it's so great? It's like, aren't you just asking for failure? I mean, fair enough. The remake was amazing. I haven't played through the remake. I played the demo, and to be completely honest, performance-wise, it was amazing. The RE engine... Oops, I missed. The RE engine is absolutely amazing. The quality of the graphics. I mean, to give you an idea, I'm running an RTX 3090. So expensive when it came out, tons of memory, and for its time a very powerful card. And it's fallen behind with like more recent generations, but still a very capable card. I can't run Red Dead Redemption 2 at max everything 4K without DLSS. Okay? RE Engine 4, RE4 remake, I can run that at max everything without DLSS and even have ray tracing on, and it still runs 60 FPS. Yeah, it's such a well optimized engine. Ah, hello Gorons. Right, so I've gone up the wrong bit to get to the observation tower because he's up there. Yeah, Capcom's one of those companies I do like. I don't like everything that they do. Goron meat. Well, considering they eat rocks, I imagine it's probably a bit like eating rock. Ah, the bomb shop. We can finally get bombs. Hey now, bud. This. Finally managed to get my numbers and shop open. Well, sort of. I've only got one type of bomb, but hey, that's more than none, right? If only my storehouse had saved. Ain't as bad as all that. I'll have more times as we go. For now, take a look yourself. Okay, right. So now, you ain't got a bomb bag? I've got a special offer going. Right. Premium kit, which comes with a bag of bombs, 120 rupees, but it's about the only way I think I can get it. Yeah, probably quite gritty. That's right. Now you'll get to taste the true heights of perfection with my finely crafted bombs. Oh, and you can combine the bombs and arrows to make bomb arrows when you need ranged explosives. I'll send you a letter with the details later so you can read about it, which means we'll get a visit from the postman. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the postman. He kind of reminds me a bit of Tingle. And Tingle is one of the creepiest characters that they've ever made. Right, a bag with bombs. So now I can hurl bombs around. Right, we're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's purely because they didn't want to program in day-night cycle with the shops. Yeah, Tingle is a weird character. I don't know why they created him. I mean, apparently he's really popular in Japan. They love him out there. But then again, the Japanese do love perverted characters. I mean, look at how many of them are in anime. Right, so we need to head up here to see the kid. Tallow, I think his name was. Oh, there's a Goron up here as well. We might as well talk to him. Oh, he does worse than that. He does worse than that. Ah, I hear this town was also attacked by beasts and it had met with a terrible fate. It is shameful that we were so concerned with ourselves that we did not even help them. I'm helping the little human up above keep watch to help relations between Kakariko Village and our people on Death Mountain. Yes. Okay, let's check out the view from up there. It's pretty amazing, brother. Climb on my back and take a look. I'll climb on. Ah, yes. Climb up, brother. Boing! And he actually caught on the ladder as well. Some of the things you can do in this game I love. Right, so be careful up here because you could easily fall off. Right, Link, check me out. I'm up here keeping watch over the whole town. The fact that several of them call Link brother, I can actually imagine that. I'm just imagining the Goron saying jabroni. That'd be hilarious. I'm curious to see what they do with the accents in the live-action film, because they've announced the castings for Link and Zelda. Interesting choices. They've gone for very young actors and relatively unknown ones as well, which could be a blessing or a curse, either way. But yeah, how they do all the other races. No, I mean... Oh, the one playing Zelda, Bo Bradigan, I think her name is. She's in a film about a family of vampires that my wife really wants to see. I can't remember the title of it. But Hugo Weaving as Ganon would be quite something. I think someone also suggested Jack Black for Ganon, but I think that's kind of just going down the trend that everything's doing at the moment. Get Chris Pratt and Jack Black in everything, which I think they're good actors, but I think it's oversaturated. But yeah, Hugo Weaving as Ganon, if that's the casting, that would be amazing. Or the King. He could be a good choice for the King. Yeah, Chris Pratt plays everybody. Okay. Right, anyone wants to try and attack and I'm going to be ready. I'll shout my head off and warn everyone. Gee, but if I had a bow, then I could sit up here and shoot the nasty monsters. Hey, can you show me how to use one? Please, show me how to shoot. Okay, fine. Okay, yes, we'll show him how to shoot. Mala's down there in front of the spring. Go down and find him, then show me from there. Okay. Right, you came. Just the blunt. I love this kid. I love and hate this kid. But, can you really use a bow? You clearly didn't see the boss fight, did you? I've never seen you so much as hold a bow back in Walden. Yeah, he didn't see us, so we need to show him. Whatever. First off, shoot through that. I guess that one was a bit on the easy side. Yes. How about that? A little bit high. Still a little bit high. Got it. Hey. Up here. Try to hit this pole. Okay, right, this is... Oh, yes, I can actually target the child. I don't have a zoom option. I don't think this bow actually has very realistic drop in the arrows that it fires. Took a couple of tries. Consider the kid was just standing there as well. I guess you have a little bit of skill when you concentrate. Looks like you've left some battles behind you. Impressive. Take this. A piece of heart. Yeah, that child is annoying. But yes, you've just given me a full heart container, kid. So, right. Now, where to next? So, where is our next target? I think they said we needed to go north. What does Midna say? The person you're looking for is in the Lanairu province, right? Well, good for you. Head to the twilight that has fallen north of Kakariko village. The few shadows should be there too, so don't forget. Okay, right, so. Oh, and I have a bag of bombs. Where's the bag? Okay, so right. Oh, there's a cuckoo in here. There's 2 cuckoos. Yes. I was a bit mixed on Breath of the Wild. It was a good game. But because it was open world, it fell into that usual trap of open world games where it lacked focus. Because I know people made the same complaint about, what was it? Batman Arkham City. I mean, Arkham City is an amazing game, but it wasn't as focused as the first game, Arkham Asylum. Here. So let's see what's down here. Another piece of heart. But I would have been able to get a 5th one anyway. Okay, so right, I'll need to drain the water too. Oh, darn it. Oh, I drowned in the fairy fountain. Whoopsie. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of games are a case of you've got to make comparisons somewhere. And every game is comparable to something. You're always going to get people who say one thing's better than another, and some comparisons are quite unfair. It's just the nature of like what a creative industry is. But my view is always, even if you can compare something, look for the things that are good. It's like when I played the Parasite Eve games, I absolutely loved the first one, but the second one really felt like a graphically it was amazing. It looked so much better than the first one. But the second one really just had kind of a meh story, and the writing wasn't there either. Aya as a character was so much better in the first one because she was so sarcastic, but I'm British, I'm going to love a sarcastic character. And that's fair enough. If you grew up with the second one, the first one would probably feel quite awkward because of the fact that it had a very different combat system. And visually it was a very weird game as well because it was a retro... I don't believe it was. I think it just wasn't released. Because as far as I'm aware, there's only ever actually been 3 cases of games being banned in the UK. And that was Carmageddon and Manhunt 2 twice. Yeah. People say that Rule of Rose was banned in the UK. It wasn't. It just wasn't released. And it was a weird one with Rule of Rose as well because if I remember the story, it had controversy in Italy and Spain. And then... I can't remember which company was publishing it, but the publisher decided to not release it in the UK as a result. And it's like, hang on a minute. And as a result, it kind of developed this legend around it, and it's not as good as what people say. I mean, I do want to play it at some point. I was kind of turned away because a couple of people said the combat is an absolute nightmare. But I'm okay with kind of meh games. There are some games I enjoyed that were kind of meh. Dave Mirra's BMX on the Dreamcast is a good example of a meh game that I really enjoyed. Yeah, because I think the developers wanted to explore that idea of innocence, but through the vision of horror. It's like the kind of horror that can happen because children are the way they are. Whether I'll be able to get through it, I don't know, because I had quite a rough time when I was at school, and it might bring back some memories that I may not want to remember. But we'll see. There we go. Yeah, I mean, two of my all-time favourite games that I will always praise are Panzer Dragoon Saga and Snatcher. And I admit both games have flaws. There are things about those two games which mean that they're not like the best games ever made, but those two games really hit me at a time when I was growing up. I mean, Snatcher, I'd never seen anything like it when I first played it. And Panzer Dragoon Saga was this game that I played the first disc of because they gave it away for free on Sega Saturn magazine in the UK. And when I finally got it and I played through it, it kind of lived up to my expectations. And I fully acknowledge it has a lot of problems. I'll never say it's a perfect masterpiece. But for me, there's a lot of nostalgia there. I never finished Max Payne 3. I got to the stadium, and I never got past that. I should really amend that, because I've heard people say it gets really good towards the end. And we've got the postman. Yeah, I like Remedy when they do dark. Because I played Alan Wake beginning of this year. I literally did Alan Wake, American Nightmare, Control, and then Alan Wake 2. I literally did all of those back to back, and yeah, that was one hell of a experience to get through those. Control was amazing. I'm definitely going to be pre-ordering Control 2 when that comes up for release. So yeah, I mean, I've really picked up on Remedy in recent years, because Alan Wake, when I first played it, I didn't really gel with it very much. Control, I can't remember why, but it didn't appeal to me when it first was released. But yeah, their combined universe looks fantastic. Right, greetings, Mr. Link. I've come to deliver a letter. Is this from the bomb guy? There is a letter for you. For you. 2 letters, in fact. Yeah, I didn't. One of the things I didn't like was more of a mechanical thing. The fact that as you move the light around, Alan would always point the light towards kind of like a mouse pointer, and that to me kind of broke me out of the immersion of the game. I forced myself to get through, and I did enjoy the game. I enjoyed the story. The combat was a bit weird. The second one was a massive improvement, but the optimization was terrible. I mean, I was running, as I say, RTX 3090 graphics card. And yet I had to put the game on the lowest graphics settings, and I still had to use DLSS. I mean, the game still looked great, but yeah, the optimization of that was terrible. Right, business is concluded. Onward to nail. Yes, jog away. Right, so I have 2 letters to have a look at. Let's see. Well, we're seeing a rise in AA games. It's like, was it Expedition 33, Clair Obscura? That was done by a small team of people who basically walked away from Ubisoft. There's controversy as to exactly how many people worked on the game, but the budget was tiny compared to a lot of AAA games. Larian Studios, whether you like Baldur's Gate 3 or not, it's still an amazing achievement what they did. The variety and options you have available is absolutely incredible. So I'd love to see what more they do. There are loads of licenses I'd love to see them get their hands on and do stuff with. And also From Software. I mean, From Software are practically AAA, but they still have the attitude of, you know, we're going to make good games. I think the oversaturation of subscription is a problem, but good subscription-based games can work. I mean, I've played Elite Dangerous since launch, and to be honest, if they wanted to go to a subscription base, I'd probably pay it because I've enjoyed the game so much, and I've got so much invested in the game as well with like 10 years of time playing the game. So, right, okay, Urgent Notice Kakariko Village. If you haven't already been to look, I have an item that isn't available anywhere else. Come by before anyone else snatches it, and please no window shoppers. Oh, those ones, yeah. I refuse to subscribe to those because my view is if I want a game, I'm going to buy it. The idea that you have to keep paying, and the moment you stop paying, you lose access to everything. I do pay for iTunes, but that one's not too bad, and just I do listen to music quite often, so and Apple's in some ways not as bad as some of the others. In other ways it is. You pick your poison in a lot of ways, but yeah, the games ones, I just think nah, I buy games, and I've been buying games for 30 plus years. So this idea that yeah, you pay so much a month, and it's like, well, you give it like 3 years and you've overpaid. It works out to be more, especially if you don't play the games as often as some people. I mean, some people play them every day and they make the most of it, and fair enough. But me, I take years to get to games. I've got games I've had for like 20 years I've never played. Yeah, Steam and GOG I do like for different reasons, but yeah, they are very, very good, very, very good services, and I think Steam's going to be around for a long while at least. GOG, I'm not sure, because they are a lot smaller, but they are growing. Right, right, bomb arrows. Yep, I can easily do that. Right, so those 2 letters are done. Oh yeah, we have the pieces floating around. There's one more to get. I can't remember if we're heading towards the what are they called? The Zora. Oh, we have a flying creature up here. Oh yeah, GOG, the fact that GOG keep going towards older games and supporting older games is a really good reason to put money into them. I don't have anywhere near as many games on GOG as I have on Steam. Bugger off, you little bastards. Right. Yes, that is one reason I'm not too keen on GOG, because it's actually CD Projekt. Because CD Projekt Red is the dev team that did The Witcher and Cyberpunk, and the parent company is CD Projekt, and they own GOG. Oh, we're being jumped. Oh no, it's taken away part of the bridge so we can't get back. That's cheeky. We're going to have to go get that, aren't we? And now we're being jumped. Right. And I'm not sure how we're going to deal with those guys. I don't know if I can deal with them. Okay. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to defeat both of them, or all of them at once. I do like running with scissors. I played Postal 1, I've played Postal 2. I haven't played 3 or 4. 3, I believe, they've effectively disowned. But they're a company that don't take themselves seriously, and they will take the piss out of themselves. So I've got respect for them there. But the quality of their games is not exactly that high. Yeah, 3 years retcon into Fever Drinks. It wasn't actually running with scissors that made Postal 3. Yeah, everything I heard about Postal 3 was basically avoid. Don't even bother. Even if you can get it for nothing, don't even bother with it. And what I've seen of Postal 4 is not exactly high quality either. I mean, the fact they're still going, and that's quite impressive for a company that's never had what I'd call a huge success. But I may look at it at some point. But I've got, if I include all my console games that are still at my mother's, I've easily got like 2,500 games. And I'm always getting more. We're finally here. There's only one fused shadow left, so this is the last of the Twilight you'll see, I guess. Whether or not you accomplish your final task and survive is up to you. So what do you want to do? Right, well, let's head into the dark world and become a wolf again. Let me into the Twilight. Yeah, you say let me into the Twilight and then you turn into a giant hand and yank me in. Or I should say yoink. Another detail I like that's a recurring theme in Zelda games is the scream that Link kicks out, especially Wind Waker. Oh, there's that bit early on when he's fired out the cannon. You just get this scream going off into the distance. It's one of the funniest moments I've seen. Alright then, I guess I'll have to help. But what a shame that this is the last of the Twilight. I'd become so fond of seeing it covering this world. I have seen Sanitarium. I actually watched a playthrough that somebody did of it some time ago. I can't remember the name of the channel. But yeah, somebody did a playthrough of the story, and that was quite an interesting one. I can't remember if I have it. I may have it on GOG. It's one I was fascinated about a long time ago, but whether I get to play it now, I don't know. Ooh. Is it really the last you'll see? So, shall we get going? Right. Jump up and grab them. Yeah. Yeah, the fact that GOG literally just go, everything's DRM free. Just, you buy it, you keep it. Ooh, I think that's Ilya's bag, and we're about to use the smell mechanic again. And it's a pink smell again, isn't it? But Link, can you at least promise me this? Just come home safely. Right, forget the youth scent and learn a new smell. You know, when you think about it, I think a wolf will be able to remember lots of different smells, but
What?
you smell the girl, don't you? Right, that is a creepy way of putting it. I may have to put that as a thumbnail. I can tell by the look on your face. Oh, that's even worse. Just had a tickle in my throat there. Oh. I'm going to be finishing soon as well, so Tingle would definitely smell the... Yes, he would smell everything. Whether you wanted him to or not. But this scent could be quite old. I wonder if she's still alright. Hee hee. Yeah, it's not an appropriate time to make such a comment. So don't mind me. I'm just chasing a sniff. That's again a figure of putting it. Ah, there's Hyrule Castle. Hey, haven't we seen this castle before? So we finally made it back here. Well, only a little farther, so hang in there. Or so I'd like to say, but the going's a lot harder from here on out. Yeah, I try not to think of Tingle too much. I mean, Tingle's probably the main reason I haven't replayed Wind Waker. I will do on stream at some point, maybe sometime next year. I've got a few ideas for one on stream next year as well. We're only in July and I'm planning next year. I've already got the next game planned for what I'm going to stream after I've done Twilight Princess, because it was the game I was going to play when I started this one. It's just the emulator kept crashing. Literally, I'd press a button on my Stream Deck and it would crash. Just... and I couldn't control when it would happen. And it turned out, I think, what the problem was, it was running on Vulkan. Now that I've switched it to DirectX 11, it seems to have stopped the crashing. So I will be going to that game once we've finished this one. That's going to be in a fair few weeks. Right. Well then, let's get started. Okay, so do we have to go north? Or do we go towards the castle? I think I'll go to the castle first. Right. A wolf playing chicken with a flying creature. That's it, die. I like how she just turns around like that. Right, so... I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get up there. I really liked Midna. Knowing what I know about the character, I really do sympathise with her. But when I first played through, I was really loving the character. I mean, I'm British. I love a Saki character. So, yeah, I did enjoy my playthrough. Again, it's one of the reasons why this is one of my favourite Zelda games. I will confess I haven't played all the Zelda games. There are quite a few I haven't played. And a fair few that I want to get to at some point. Ooh! Ooh, what's going on? Oh, now that's not a normal Gamecube performance. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, Link is often a character that is kind of a blank slate. I think that's one of the reasons why they always had him not speak. Right, I can't climb up there. Oh, that's a fence. I think I'm going to have to go into the frame rate killing area. Oh no. That's odd. What on the bridge? Anything on the bridge? Yes, Link in Wind Waker was definitely a very expressive character. As I say, the scream that he gives out on so many occasions is just so much fun. Right, so... set to the north. Carroll Field. Yeah, just a bit of a loss of where to go at this point. Bugger off. Can I get through here? Oh, and I know it said to the north, but this feels like the only way I can go. Yeah, I want to get to a good point to save, and I've just realised something. I forgot to switch into smell mode. Oh, and the smell is continuing through here. Okay. Yeah, the weird corruptions that this game has, just attention to detail. Again, is another reason why I think this is such a great game. Because you've got that juxtaposition of the light and the darkness, and the way they did the darkness as well was... Aha, we've headed into the town. And I'm trying to think, what parts of the castle itself is blocked off by the oh, not so much a force field, but something. I can't remember exactly what it is. We get to a point where Midna does explain it. All these people, all the shadows. A trapezoid as well. Something like that, yeah. Okay, so this way. I feel like I'm spending more time in loading screens than actually in the game. I don't believe that's actually the case. There were some games that were like that. Oh, going in circles now. So, medical clinic. So what did Ilya do there? Yeah, we're going to get to a decent point to save, and then I'm going to raid out and see who's available. Well, this is quite the treasure hunt. Ooh. Sign. Telma's Bar. So we've headed down into a bar. I do not recall ever coming here. Ooh! And here's Ilya, or at least her spirit. Because of the shadow. Oh, and I think that's the Zora Princess. Oh, sorry, Zora Prince, sorry. This boy, can you save him? Alright, little lady. Try to settle down, okay? I just now sent for the doctor. Yeah, that's a British pastime. I think it's an American pastime as well. But this is strange. A child of the Zoras. I wonder if this is at all related to the instance the soldiers were talking about in back. Ah, what an emotional reunion. Yes, a girl and her wolf. Sorry, but you know how it goes. These folk can't see you either. Right. So, the boy still is so young, he's innocent. See him suffering. He'll be alright, little lady. Someone's already gone for the doctor. I'll tell you though, from what those soldiers in the back were talking about, to everything else, there sure has been a rash of trouble lately. Okay, so she said about the soldiers in the back. So that would be back here, I think. We've had a ton of complaints from citizens who can't send prayers to the spring spirit of Lake Hylia. Go there, the location is the one shown to you on the map earlier. Got it? They're shaking their heads. What study you to know it well? Okay. I've received orders from above to investigate why we can't go to the Spirit Spring in Lake Hylia. Got that? Okay then. So that is our new destination. And that will be the area of the Zoras. And yeah, it is weird because this map is flipped compared to the Wii version. Because they wanted to make, or they had to make Link right-handed for the Wii release because of the motion controls. But the game was built with Link being a lefty in mind, as he always has been and always will be. That's an interesting thought. Are they going to keep that for the film? Have to keep an eye out. Right, so that should mean Link is now right-handed. Oh. Oh dear, they changed that, didn't they? Yeah, he was right-handed in Breath of the Wild, wasn't he? I haven't played Tears of the Kingdom. I would like to, but as I said earlier, don't really want to be putting money into Nintendo at the moment. So, I think that is a good point to finish up. So let's save and see how far we've got. I think 8.5 hours? No, just shy of 9. Or just over 9. Ooh, we've made good progress. Ooh. So, yeah, finishing slightly early, because I do mean slightly earlier. Pause the emulator. Yeah, and I'm glad I'm replaying it again, because I've been meaning to for some time. It was kind of like a split decision, because a few weeks ago I loaded up to start streaming a new game, and as I say, I was just testing out to make sure things were working, and the emulator just crashed. And I tried it out again. It crashed like randomly as I was pressing Stream Deck buttons. And I was thinking, I can't stream this. And I didn't have time to try and figure out to play the settings. So I went, okay, what can I stream? And I just loaded this up instead. So, yeah, and I'm playing it through. And I will finish it as well. So I want to see how the ending fares up to my memory of it. And certain moments as well. So let's just I'll get a few things prepped, and I am going to have a look to see if there is anyone online who I can raid. So who is available? I'll start with the people I'm following at present. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's drop in on Kayak 85. I think this is someone who I piggyback raided with. I think it was Doc, the Doctor. I can't remember the number on his old channel, but yeah, he raided one of his people, and this is Kayak, and she's Scottish and love the accent, and she's currently playing Foundation, which is a city builder game. So yeah, that is going to finish us up for this stream. I should be back on either Sunday or Monday to do a shorter stream to continue on with the game and keep. You don't have to do 8 or 7 streams in 30 days anymore with Twitch. I was always doing 2 a week. And to be honest, I think I might as well just keep going. The speed I've been able to get through games, just that one extra stream a week has actually really helped me get through games a lot quicker than I was before. So I will be keeping that up. So Sunday or Monday, 7 p.m. GMT. And then I'll also be back on 7 p.m. Again GMT on next Friday as my my one regular evening that I do. Links below for everyone to have a look at. My YouTube where I upload all my VODs, my Discord where we can chat during the week if you would like to do that. There's not a lot going on in my Discord at the moment. I kind of interact with people in other Discords a lot of the time. But yeah, hopefully that will grow at a rate at some point. And also my book on Amazon, if that might be of interest to you. All of it's linked below, so feel free to have a look at those. But yes, if you are not joining me for the stream, thank you to everyone who has been here. Oh dear. Oh, her game just crashed. Oh god, I've got the window open before I do the raid. Oh dear, we're going to jump in and just after the game crashed. Oh dear. Right, so yeah, thank you to everyone who has been here, chatters and lurkers. Everyone is welcome. Numbers are slowly growing. I've actually seen quite a few recently. It wasn't that long ago I hit, I think, 80 followers, and I'm already up to 88. So yes, numbers grow slowly. Right. So yeah, as I was saying, if you are not joining me for the raid, I hope you have a good weekend, and I shall see you again soon. Bye.